Wait, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not quite as clear as you once were, but I can still hear you, yeah.
Oh, man.
I can hear you well enough.
Yeah, I wonder how well this works, because, like... Cool. I mean, if you can hear me well enough...
I can, yeah. I can for sure hear you well enough.
Then I'd say we have a successful start to our pod.
All right, great.
This is it. We're here.
That's it right now.
I'm back.
That's it. That was it. Yeah, you're back. Jake is back.
I'm back.
Oh, doggy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that, man. I'm glad you're home where you should be in the podcast world.
Damn right. I heard you had a couple of women on.
Week. I did. I had some sluts. No, they weren't sluts. They were nice, very fine young women.
Yeah.
They were very fine young women, and I learned a lot.
Did you? See, I still haven't, I shouldn't even say that, but I still haven't been able to sit down and listen to the whole thing.
Jesus, give me strength.
The reason being is I have a newborn. I have a new child, and that's why I was gone.
Yeah, there we go. Woo!
So now,
some cheers. That's the big news.
Now I have that kid, and I already have a kid. So
you got so many kids.
That makes two of them, and yeah, it's a fucking handful, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, you know what? I try to look at it this way, dude. You have two future slaves, though.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, not so great. But as soon as they're big enough to carry the trash,
the oldest is getting up. The oldest is almost there, but does everything right, up until the end. You're like, go take this to mommy, and he's going, and he gets to, and he reaches out to hand it, and he's like, you know what? No, this is fucking mine now.
No,
God,
mine.
Yeah. That and his, the favorite word is no. No.
Dude, once a child learns the concept that they can say no, it's a groundbreaking thing. It really is. It flips their world upside down when they realize that they can say no. And, that means they're not fucking doing it.
It blows my mind because
really
there's also...
changes their perspective on things. You know what I'm saying?
There's a part of it for me where it's when you hear that no, you're like, I wish, buddy, that could be the end of it. If you were a stranger, that'd be the end of it. No. Okay. But the thing is that, I'm your father, and now...
You gotta fucking do it.
Now now I also have to go through the pain in the ass part of, all right, well, what I said, that's, you gotta do this, bud.
This is the trump card.
When, really, I'd rather just fucking walk away. All right, well... I'm going to go lay down.
I mean, I feel like sometimes you got to just walk away. Sometimes you got to just be go back, regroup yourself. It's hard to fight with a toddler, dude. They win more often than you would think, honestly.
They win almost 100% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, you think it's easy to argue with a toddler, you would think, right, in concept, but their logic is infallible sometimes.
It's true. It's true.
It is. It truly is, And you can't blame them sometimes. Sometimes you're just yeah, fuck. Damn it. You're right. But you can't say that because you're the dad, you know what I mean? You got to be well, it doesn't matter. Right and wrong doesn't matter anymore.
It's what I said to do.
It's because I said so.
Listen,
I think that goes back to
buddy,
our parenting episode, and I forget what exactly kind of parenting that was, but it was the wrong kind.
Oh, it was. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But, dude, you know what? It's most... Sometimes you just got to do it. You got to go there, man.
Fucking lean in. What I told him today, I said, listen, there's a saying, happy mommy, happy life. Help me out here.
That's right. You got to be on our side. That's right. We got to make this happen.
Help me out, man.
Because not everybody's life is hell. My life is hell. Your life's hell. Hell is in this living room.
I do have him saying a new phrase. I don't know if it's good that he's doing it or not, but he's now saying, "You flexing, bruh?"
Yes, that's good. I I think it's great. I think, that's a good lesson to learn early, is to call somebody out on their flexing. You know what I mean? Somebody's flexing at you, you gotta call them right out on it.
It's true.
Takes the power away of the flex.
Well, it sounds like I'm doing a fucking wonderful job then,
Yeah, I think you're doing great, man. I think you're doing fine.
It's cake.
You know what? Parenting is like a jungle, and, you have a fucking endless path in front of you, and you're just trying to make it through there, man, without getting eaten by, like, a fucking crocodile or, like, get caught in quicksand and have to take your shirt off, dude, because that's not going to help, but you think it might help because you've seen it on a movie once, you know what I mean? Like, an adult film, and that's what it is. That's parenting. It's just a jungle full of death traps, and you're just doing the best you can, man. You got your machete, you got your cool hat on, and you're just trooping through.
There's a new part of my life that I learned about, and so we've gone on like maybe 2 car drives, like, as a family, just because, like, you can't go anywhere right now. We're on
right, sure,
pandemic going on, so, like, we've done it like twice now where you just get in the car and you just drive around. And so what I learned is having a toddler and a newborn in your car, it adds to your road rage if you have it.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see, one baby crying in the back. You got the toddler saying, no, mine. And you got your wife just being like, just pissed at the world because, like, she's got to go through this too. Yep. She's in the jungle as well. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And,
she's in the jungle as well, and, like, sometimes, like, I'm getting my machete out ready, and, like, like, I'm blazing that fucking path, and she's like, but there's one right there already made. Like, why are you being an asshole? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's why, that's the great thing about wives, or they are very observant. They're observant about things.
Yeah. Well, most of the time when I'm trying to blaze my own path, it's because I was unaware. I was so hyper-focused that I was not aware that someone else had already accomplished it, and perfected it.
And put concrete on it, and you can just easily drive that road. You know what I mean? You can just drive that road that's already there. And sometimes you got to follow the laws, and sometimes the laws don't make sense. And sometimes there's people on that road that don't know how to drive, and they shouldn't be driving. And I wonder how they got that license to drive on that jungle road. Yeah. But they are.
Hey, how does isn't it interesting? It's like, I, at a certain age, had to go and redo my eye exam and all that to renew my license.
Okay. Sure.
And I'm just wondering about, like, how does a crackhead or a heroin addict accomplish that?
Well, the crackhead probably makes a huge scene, like screams and, like, starts, like, shaking the eye machine because it's trying to take its money. And the BMV people are just like, you know what, dude, just fucking stand in front of that thing so we can take your picture. Like, I'm fucking over it. And the heroin addict probably just falls asleep in the eye thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, again, they're just really, like, the BMV people are probably like, dude, we're so just fucking tired of the world. Just fucking prop this dude up in front of the picture thing.
You know what I realize is the most likely is that they're already out there just driving with no license anyways.
Yeah, actually, that's probably, yeah. You wouldn't believe the amount of people, dude. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that are driving with no license. You wouldn't even, I mean, like, I have heard of many people that are just like, well, yeah, my license expired like 3 years ago, and I just don't get pulled over.
That's it.
I'm like, well, what about when you do?
Well, I don't.
It's inevitable. Like, it's going to happen.
No, I don't get pulled over.
They're just, I'm like, all right, I guess I can't argue with it. It's like it's a toddler logic. You can't argue with it.
You're just like,
you're just like, all right, well, yeah. I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, it makes sense to me when you put it that way. So, go for it. So are you excited about our episode today that we have alluded to in the most seemingly obvious ways possible?
I am excited because I do have, a bit of road rage. But
yeah, dude, we're talking.
I don't, we'll talk about it, but not, we'll get into it later. But all I was going to say is, like, I'm not the one, like, I don't go and try to fist fight. You know what I mean? Like, I play the long game.
You do. You take it to a level that only a sociopath would, pretty much. I mean, more or less. And there's a great story to be told there, but so yeah, today we are talking about. We will dive into that for sure. There's some very good stories today. We are talking about something that would seem boring on the surface. You don't think that this would be something that is like a taboo subject, but I really think it is. And that's just like the concrete jungle that lies in front of us that is the, at least, United States roadways, highways, byways, streets, lanes. There's some lanes every occasionally.
It's the only part of America that you can tread on, motherfuckers.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's the Wild West out there. It's the fucking Wild West out there, and the marshals are like the fucking stadies, who are pricks. I'm sorry if we have stady listeners, but dude, you guys are mostly pricks.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, the only cops that I have not liked were stadies, like state patrolmen.
Well, that's because they're not real cops.
I feel like they're scarier than real cops, but I don't know why that is exactly.
Well,
but
because
they scare
they're
me.
dicks.
Like, if
That's
I have
all.
like a sheriff behind me, I'm like not worried at all. My level of cop worriness goes sheriff not worried at all, because usually a sheriff is going to do something more important. Yes. I can say, like, knock on wood, I have never been pulled over by a sheriff, never once. And then city cops worry me a little bit more because they do have time on their hands, and I feel like they will pull me over.
Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. A sheriff specifically, that makes sense to me. I get
right. A sheriff's just busy. They're going to do their thing, dude. They don't give a shit.
Right.
The city cops occasionally, like I said, they're bored. They'll pull you over.
Yep.
But then, dude, like, stadies, just like, they are fucking hawks. And it's so, dude, if your tire touches the wrong, like that middle line or the sideline, like touches it, dude. They are on you. They're six fucking stadies, dude. They got the SUVs. They got the fucking, like, dogs out, dude, and they are literally throwing me out of the car and, like, ripping my car apart for no reason. Because I had a fucking. But can we talk about real quick? And this is just like a small side tangent. I think it applies. How much bullshit is the license plate light law? Like, to me, if a cop pulls you over for a license plate light out, they just want a reason to pull you over. Like, they are looking because they assume you have drugs. That's the only time that a cop is going to pull you over for having a license plate light out.
Like that, yes, and also, it's bullshit. It's a bullshit rule. Because whenever if you get pulled, and that's what they say, like, the end result, like, that's why I justified pulling you over. Like, who has ever been like, really? Like, can I check? And, like, got out of their car and walked,
Right.
No one does till they get back home, and then, like, really, though? And then they look, and they're like, that fuck.
Yeah, I feel like when they walk up to the car, sometimes they just unscrew it a little bit, so it's just out. Because I truly believe,
I don't think they do.
Like, anytime I have ever been pulled over for a license plate light out, searched. Dude, searched.
Searched.
Every fucking time. Yep, every time. Every time I've ever been pulled over, which isn't a ton of times, but, like, enough times. Like, I've been asked to step out of my car and have the cops tear my fucking shit apart, because they do. They're not very nice about it. Have you ever been searched?
Once, yes, but it was the next day.
Okay. So this is probably like 4 times that I have been searched, and none of them have they been nice. And I specifically remember one account where they literally, like, I had all of my school stuff. Like, this was when I was in college. I had all my, like, school papers and shit in the back. Dude, ripped it out and, like, threw it on the fucking street. Like, papers going everywhere. I can't fucking come near the car because they don't want me to tamper with potential evidence. And then when they're done, they're just like, okay, well, have a good day, and just leave everything fucking laying in the street, and it's your job to put it fucking back in there.
I don't.
Crazy.
I got nothing to say to that. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's infuriating. It's infuriating, dude. I just can't even. I can't even believe it. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's a mad world out there. There's some crazy laws out there, and we are talking all things road related today, including I got some spooky tales for us today, dude.
What? How?
I'm blending spooky tales into spooky tales into roads and laws. Which I know it sounds unbelievable, dude, but I'm going to masterfully paint a picture, and it's not going to make a lot of sense till you, like, step back from the painting and you're like, oh, that's what all those little dots are. It's a beautiful waterfall.
Well, I mean, I'll take your word for it.
All right, well, I appreciate that. So,
I can't. How spooky tales. Spooky tales. All right.
Spooky tales is very.
This is just, it's out of left field. I was not expecting this.
Dude, no one was. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be expecting it, but it's coming, and you know it's coming.
All right.
Yeah, this is like some M. Night Shyamalan shit. Like, I kind of told you the ending, dude. It's not gonna like really click until we get there. So, what do you? Let's go with. I want to start with your opinion, the thing that pisses you off the most about driving. Like, what is the number one, like, everybody has, like, their driving pet peeve. Like, that one thing that drivers do
there's
that
something,
just, like, make you go bananas.
So there's something that drivers do that make me go bananas. And then, like, the thing that I hate the most, though, is just, I drive a stick shift. And so just being stuck in traffic, I hate it. I'm not mad at any in particular person, but when I do get mad, it's because I'm stuck in that traffic, right? And you have the assholes who drive down the sides of the highways, getting around more cars when, like, they're only going to have to shove their fucking self back in when they get up top. Oh, God, yes, dude, that makes me so mad. They're flying by, like, off the fucking road. Yeah,
they're like, I have to get there now. And then, like, they go 3 cars up, and then it's just a pain in the ass to everybody, because then you got to stop and let this asshole in that you don't want to let in.
Right.
You don't want to let in, because you know the only reason, you have to let them in, because if not, they're going to run into the side of you, but they're total assholes because they just cut 10 cars.
I don't. Like, I'm the one who doesn't let them in. But they've already also, they are always multiple cars ahead of me. And I'm like, one of these fucks in front of me are going to let this asshole in when they just saw the same shit I saw. Like, it's annoying. Yeah. However, here's one thing that I do like. When you're stuck in that much traffic and you see cars that turn around and go back, so now they're facing you, passing you on that same side of the highway. I do like that. Because I'm like, what? Like, because I'm just like, okay, like, 30 more cars till I see what the fuck is so bad up there that I'm going to have to turn myself around too.
Right. Dude, yeah, you never know what could be in the road in front of you. Yeah, there's, it's madness out there, man. You just never know. Once there's a lot of traffic, right? Like, I came to, like, a dead stop, and I couldn't tell, like people were obviously, like, trying to merge from the left lane to the right lane, and it was stopping traffic, but I couldn't tell why, dude, until I got closer. And there was no exaggeration, a human-sized teddy bear in the left lane, just sitting, chilling, and like cars were just like swerve diving to get out of the way of this giant teddy bear.
But it's a teddy bear. No one just was like, I'll just hit it.
I thought I would have hit it.
Dude, what if the cops came and like there was a zipper and they unzipped it and there's a human tied up inside of it the whole time?
That's what I was about to say, dude.
Oh!
Spooky tales, dude. Actually a human body.
Wait, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
It could have been, dude. I told you. There you go. I'm on twist already, dude. Already.
There you go. All right, I'm on board.
Dude, now what I have seen is, dude, twice in one day, and I'm assuming these were crackheads or meth heads, but I was beginning to think, like, speaking of M. Night Shyamalan, remember that movie where, like, there was, like, that stuff in the air, and it came down, and it got into you, dude, and you just killed yourself?
I don't.
Okay, so there's an M. Night Shyamalan movie where there's stuff in the air, and it comes down,
and it makes you want to kill yourself, I think.
Makes you want to kill yourself.
Okay,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay. So, dude, I was like, there was twice in one day, within like 2 hours of driving, where I was driving and like it wasn't even traffic, like, and I could have fucking plowed this fucking person. Two people sitting in the middle of the fucking road, not like a back road, like a 4-lane fucking road, just sitting in one of the lanes. What I can only assume in a stupor or trying to off themselves. And I was like, dude, is it happening? Is this it?
Oh.
Are we suiciding?
I had, when I was driving down the road one day, a homeless guy who was like kneeled over, like looked like was picking up change or something, but like right on the side of the street. And I was driving, and he like stumbled, like, and almost stumbled straight.
Oh, shit!
And like I had that same thought. I was like, did he just like at the last second decide not to? You know what I mean? Like, was he like the whole time? I thought he was trying to pick something up, but really he was trying to trick me. And you're like, well, the car won't slow down if it thinks I'm just picking something up, but then I'm just gonna fucking jump in front of it. And then he just decided not to. Yeah. Then he was like, something ran through him. And was like, or maybe I could get a job.
See, I was thinking he was thinking like, wait a minute, dude, I got a bottle that has like a quarter of a thing of whiskey in it.
Yeah, all the alcohol. Yeah, I'm not done with alcohol. It's still
like,
there.
Wait a minute. I left a bottle back at the fucking box that has a half a ounce of vodka in it. I should drink that first.
And you know what? He probably did that and then jumped in front of someone else's car.
Probably, yeah. That's what I was thinking. But I mean, good for you. Either way, you know what I mean? It still ended up positive for you because you didn't end up assisting someone's suicide. Which I can only assume would be a hot mess, dude. I would assume it would be, you know, just like a lot of paperwork to fill out.
Well, I don't know. So there's someone that I grew up with that, I mean, you don't know. It was someone that my sister knew, actually. And sometime after high school, I believe, or maybe they were seniors in high school. I don't remember exactly, but she was driving and down a highway, and like not far away there was a woman running from the police, running through the woods, jumped on the highway, and this girl that my sister knew fucking ran her on over and killed her. I mean, there's, you know,
blather. Dude, I would be like, it's a ghost. Like, that's instantly what would go through my mind, dude. If I saw a woman run out of the woods, dude, into the road in the middle of the night, dude, I'd be like, it's a ghost. Dude, I'd be so scared.
And then what do you do, though, when you actually hit her?
I'd be like, well, now she is a ghost. Like, I don't know, dude. You've created a ghost. You're the ghost master, dude, at that point. Like, I don't know, man. Like, because you know that girl's going to replay that moment 1,000 times. It's a phantom. You know what I mean? God, terrifying, dude. It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible.
So the person that this really happened to, I guess, like, actually, I don't know what happened to her. But no, she was fine. She didn't get in trouble for fucking manslaughter or anything. But I'm sure she's not doing well mentally.
Well, let me tell you a story, dude. A friend that I have.
Yeah.
I'm going to just try to be like as vague about this as possible, because I would assume this is not a common occurrence. So a friend that I have that is not me, 100% is not me, was driving one night in a college town and hit like at 35 miles per hour, no stop at all, full gas, dude, smashed a African American man wearing all black at nighttime, okay? And she, like, hit him, flew up, like, went into the windshield, flew off, dude, broke a ton of bones.
Like, what time at night? What time at night?
This was late at night. It was dark. It was very dark. I would say between the hours of 11 and 2 a.m. I don't know the exact time.
Did you say college town?
It was a college town, yeah.
So wouldn't there be lights anyway, or?
There was not during this, like, stretch of road. Or maybe there might have been. Either way, slams this black dude, you know, breaks all of his fucking bones. Her defense is that, well, he was black and it's nighttime. Okay? Just let that sink in for a second. The court bought that, didn't charge her with anything, and charged him with jaywalking, and he had to pay the fines for the damage to her car.
That was the only defense?
That was the defense.
That's terrible.
It was nighttime, and he was black, and I couldn't see him.
That's...
God, dude, like, insane that worked. I mean, to be fair, you shouldn't be crossing the road in all black at nighttime. That's not a good thing to do, whether you're white or black. You should not be wearing all black crossing the road.
Not at nighttime, no, but I don't know. I guess that's like literally insult to injury.
Yeah, this dude's like in a wheelchair, neck brace, dude, and the court's like, well, you shouldn't have been black walking at nighttime, so you're going to pay these fines and fix her car up, too.
I assume that judge was also black.
Right. Right. Yeah, right. No, dude. That's insane to me, man. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I just can't even believe that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Maybe you're just getting into it. I was gonna say, did you ever say what your biggest pet peeve was?
No. I think mine. I hate. And I don't use that word lightly. I don't hate a lot of people. I try to make it a point not to, just for my own soul, because I don't want to poison my soul with hatred. Yeah. But I despise people who do not use their turn signals and that drive extremely slow. Are you opening a bag of chips? What the fuck are you doing over there?
It was a cough drop, because it's the only thing in my car.
Oh, that's the loudest fucking cough drop I've ever... Just cough. Cough, it would be quieter than that.
I didn't realize that I was opening it right in front of the laptop mic. I forgot that you're on the laptop.
Jesus,
right,
dude. We every episode we go down in production value.
No,
we don't get better like some podcasts.
It didn't pick up on my mic.
Go down. We go down in production value every episode. That's what we're bringing to the table. But I love it. I think it's great. That's what we need. So anyways, people who don't use their turn signals are cocksuckers. And then people who are driving 35 on the freeway in the left lane. Blows my mind, dude. Get the
on the freeway? Yeah, that's
over.
Terrible.
Get the fuck over.
But what about...
Those are the people who cause accidents. I'm sorry.
But what about like not the freeway, just the road, and you're going literally the speed limit, 35. And what do you think about that?
I don't have beef with that, dude. You're following the laws.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit annoyed, but, dude, like, okay, you're going 35 and a 35. That's, it is what it is. If you're on the freeway and you're going 65 and a 65 and you're in the left lane, you need to move the fuck over. I get you're going the speed limit.
That's fair. That's fair.
But other people are trying to drive a little bit fucking faster, dude.
Yeah. The freeway, again, like, for me, it's like just like there's almost, I think that there's no rules. At least that's how I use the freeway. Not entirely. I mean, like, I follow the rules, but like when there's someone going 65 in the left lane, like it only bothers me if I can't swerve around them. Like if I can't get over to the middle lane, like if I can't do that just in stride, like without like having to hit my brakes or anything, then like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And then bicyclists also piss me off a great deal.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Here's my beef with this. There's a few things. One, we pay a lot of fucking bullshit tax money for bike trails. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you are going to fucking work, which is acceptable. I'm not happy about it, but it's acceptable. If you're driving to work, you should be riding on the fucking bike trails, dude. I don't need to see you looking like that one fucking nut dude, Lance Armstrong, dude, with your fucking tight spandex on. Fucking like.
It sounds like you have a lot of problems with it.
At 15 miles per hour. In the middle of the road because you think you own it, dude. Like, and everybody stopped for you because you're a fucking bicyclist, dude. Like, also, you know what?
You don't go around them? I go around them.
I might not even be quite as pissed if they were paying taxes on the fucking road, but they're not. I'm paying for the road. I have to pay for the license plate. I have to pay for the little stickers that's going towards keeping up the roads. You got shit, dude. You're not doing shit. You're not contributing anything to the cause.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
They are kind of mooching.
They're mooches.
I hate bicyclists whenever clearly like they know they're going to be an issue and there's a sidewalk right there that they could go on instead.
Oh my god, dude! Don't even get me started on that. Oh my god, that makes, dude. I literally want to open the door and hit them. What I always hear is that's like,
I always hear like, well, it's against the law for them to be on there. Like, well,
is it?
That's what I hear. I don't know, but that's bullshit.
I mean, if that's the case, I guess then, like, you know, whatever. Still makes me mad, but it is what it is. But I don't know, dude. It's just like, I just feel like they think they're so entitled. They look entitled to me. Like, when I see them riding with all their fucking cool gear on.
You think it's cool?
And they're just like, they're cruising a foot into, like, past the line into the road, knowing that there's a law that you have to stay 10 feet away from them, which means I'm swerving, going down a fucking hill I can't see. Odds are there's a semi coming the other way, and I'm about to shit my pants, dude, and almost take you out. And then, like, you're going to, like, yell at me because I didn't give you the space you need. When right fucking 2 miles away, there's a trail that you can happily ride on. You can ride all you want.
Well,
ride to your heart's desire.
I think if you're on a road, right, a hilly road, and you got to swerve around them because you got to stay 10 feet away from them, and as you're going over the hill, there's a semi coming at you, and those are the only three anywhere to be seen, right? Semi, your car, bicyclists. There's no one behind you, no one behind semi, nothing going on. You swerve back and you hit that fucking bicyclist into the side of the street and, you know, down wherever they go, so you get out of the way of the semi. That semi truck driver's not talking.
No, you just keep driving like nothing ever happened.
He's like, well, I got to get this big rig there by Thursday, so, you know.
Yeah, dude, he's all jacked up on caffeine pills from the truck stop and Polar Pops, dude, and he's just waiting to get to that fucking Arby's that he knows is like 6 miles away because he's pissed that there's an Arby's sign 6 miles, like it says Arby's off this ramp, but then you got to drive 6 miles to find the Arby's.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just fucking, he wants to go get his fucking sandwich. He wants to beat it in the cab and go find a Walmart parking lot to sleep in. He doesn't give a shit.
And the plus side of all of that is that it sounds like you, after running the bicyclist off the road and probably killing him, you're only 6 miles away from an on-ramp. Get the fuck out of town.
That's right, dude. Get the fuck out of Dodge. Hop on there. Head towards the fucking border. Never to be seen from again.
Yep.
And that's how you live your life, dude. You just gotta hit people in every country you go to and just move on to the next country. Like a traveler. Like a real traveler, dude. Speaking of travelers...
I was going to say, I want to bring up your take on hitchhikers.
I got a lot. Dude, so I have a love for the hitchhiker. I feel like they are the last true...
This just sounds like a joke
nomad.
to me.
I love them. I love them, dude. I love them wholeheartedly. I will happily stop for a hitchhiker any day of the week. Any day of the week, I will stop and I will say, hop on in, bud. Where you going? And as long as it's somewhere in my general direction, I will take them as far as the road will let me take them, dude. And I think it's great. And I think like they're like the fucking, like I said, the last nomads of our generation, dude. They're wanderers.
How many times have you picking up a hitchhiker?
I would say upwards of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever in groups or always one by themselves?
Always one. I don't trust groups of hitchhikers. Dude, you need to be a lone wolf if you're out there hitchhiking. It's you in the road with your backpack, the big old thumb, dude. You got to have the curved thumb.
Yep.
Got to have the hitchhiker thumb.
I'm trying, and I don't know. I don't think it's in my blood.
I got it, dude. I got it. Full curve hitchhiker's thumb.
That's probably why I don't pick them up. Do you when you pull up to pick him up, you show him your thumb? You're like, I get it. Get on in.
That's all dude. There's not even words to speak. I just show them my thumb, and they know. It's like the unwritten rule, dude. It's like the hobo code. They're the last true hobos, dude, out there just traveling, man. I love them. Have you ever hitchhiked?
No, I would never. I will, like, I can't say I will never, but, like, the only way I would is a very, very rare situation that I just don't, I can't picture myself being in. Like being in the desert, on, like, that long, like a long, like Fear and Loathing style, and car breaks down, phone won't work, it's 100 miles either way. Like, okay, fine, but that, like, what are the chances?
I think you really, to understand the hitchhiker, you have to be the hitchhiker at least once in your life, dude.
That is some of the most retarded shit.
And then you will get the hitchhiker, dude. I've had one situation in which I've hitchhiked, and it was wild that this dude picked me up because I had to look like I just murdered someone, at least someone, possibly a whole family. and I cannot believe that this dude picked me up, but dude, he did, and he was a good chap, and he said, jump on into the pickup, boy, and I said, all right.
Did you go in the front with him?
I did. I hopped right up in the front seat, dude. He gave me a ride into town, and all was well. Well, the situation that led up to
what was your
this,
situation there?
All right. So it's a wild tale. It's a wild tale of freedom and the open road and self-discovery. So when I was heavily into psychedelic drugs and a complete booze hound, in the depths of my alcoholism, I decided that it was a good idea to take a one-person backpack, take a bag full of, like a backpack full of psychedelics, full of booze, and some art supplies, because at this point in my life I was really into art. I was painting and doing a lot of like digital art and that kind of stuff, with some success, actually some mild success, which I think kind of like fed into this, like my ego of like I have to go discover my true art self, and The Great Gatsby, and that's it. Like one book, and that was The Great Gatsby. And I was at like I said, one person tent. I was going out into the woods, dude, deep into the woods to discover myself. So I hiked for I don't know, about a day, like a 9-hour good solid hike through the backwoods. I did have a machete, no firearm, but a machete, just into the depths of the woods in the Midwest USA, just the depths of the heartland of America. And I got to a creek, which actually, like, the river, it's where the river forked, but in the fork of the river was, like, literally a little island. Like, it had river completely surrounding it. It was an island. So I was like, this is it, dude. Like, I felt like I'm a head full of mushrooms, like, and vodka, and I'm like, this is the place where I need to set up camp. So I stayed there for about 2 days before I realized I was going to die in the woods. Like, I was for sure starving to death.
What'd you do for food and water?
Well, I was scavenging. I was filtering water, and I was eating granola bars.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was eating granola bars, dude, and berries, which I didn't know were safe or not, but I was eating berries out of the woods and granola. That's it, literally. That's what I was sustained on for 2 days. And that's why I came to this realization, like, I'm out of booze. I'm clearly dehydrated as fuck.
What'd you do for water?
I filtered it, dude. I had a little water filter thing, so I just sucked it right out of the river, dude, filtered it out, drank it. And I mean, it was a cool 2 days. Like, it was me in the woods hanging out, dude, with my little island. It was like my home. It was really cool. It was nice until, like, it wasn't nice anymore. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to die, dude. And I'm only like 3/4 of the way through The Great Gatsby. And I have no artwork to show except for some scribbles. And, you know, like, no, like, this was a terrible fucking idea, right? Like, that's where it dawns on me when I'm 8-hour hike from civilization in the middle of the fucking woods dying. So I'm like, all right, well, it's time to bail on this situation. So day 3, I don't even bother packing up the tent. I just grabbed The Great Gatsby. I just grabbed The Great Gatsby, dude. I float the bottles down the river and to add to the pollution of the world. Yep. And I started heading back. So the trails that I blazed were no longer there, for sure. Like, or at least if they were, I couldn't find them. So I had no idea. I was pretty disoriented at this point in time. I didn't know which direction I had come from originally, because I'd been wandering in the woods fucked up for 2 days at this point, by myself, completely by myself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to follow the river.
You had no phone or anything?
No, dude, this was the whole, like, it was like an experiment, dude. I wanted no contact with anyone.
So you see how this is like, I get this is self-inflicted, but this is like one of those rare situations where, like, okay, I guess I'd hitchhike, but like, you did this to yourself.
I did. And in hindsight, I'm like, dude, what the fuck was, like, 23-year-old me thinking, trying to do this shit? But, dude, like, I just felt like it was something I had to do. It was like a self-discovery thing. Like, I don't know, you ever had that before? Like, where you're just like, I gotta go and discover myself.
Yeah, but never in the form of, like, take a bag full of hallucinogens and walk into the woods with no sense of like defending myself but a fucking machete. Because that's what I want next to me, as a machete when I take a bunch of shrooms.
Yeah, but I mean, it was. I mean, to me, at this point, I was pretty well versed in psychedelics. Like I was taking them on an almost daily basis. Almost daily, I was taking mushrooms at this point, so I was pretty well versed.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, I got to follow the river back. So I start hiking along the river, and I get to a point in the river where there is literally thorns the size of like fucking, dude, like I don't even know, man, like daggers. In like all around me, dude. So I'm like trying to climb through them, but also like stay like close enough to the river, like and I'm trying to like kind of like shimmy along the side of the river while holding on to like these picker thorns. Okay, so inevitably this is number one fall into the river. One of like 4 times that I fall into the river, and so I like climb, like I swim myself out, get back up there. I'm drenched. I'm covered in mud and blood and feces probably, and eventually, by the grace of God Himself, if there is a God, He totally like saved my ass on this one. I come to a dirt ass road. Really? Like, no idea this road. I've never seen this road. And I'm just like, well, it's a road. I'm happy. This is civilization. I don't know which way to go on this road, but I'm going to start walking, dude. And I walk for probably a solid half an hour, no traffic whatsoever, dude. And a red pickup truck, a gift from God, dude. Cruising down the road. This was like
daytime?
Probably, yeah, this was daytime. This was probably, it was in the evening because I'd hiked all day. So I would say 5 or 6 in the evening. I probably got started at 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning was the time I realized that death was imminent. So I like got the motivation to move by 7 o'clock. Yeah. So at least I think so, because time was kind of a moot point. I had a watch, but it got ruined, dude, in the river. Because I mean, I was camping in the middle of a fucking river, so I mean, like, I got on a very small island in the middle of a river, in the fork of a river, and so, dude, this little red pickup truck comes by, dude, and I just stick the old thumb out, stick it out. And this guy slows down, and he's like, hey, partner, you look like you've had a rough day. And I'm just like completely like my lips are like cracked and fucking white, dude, because I'm like so dehydrated. My eyes are like sunken back in my head like SpongeBob, dude. I'm covered in blood and mud, and I'm soaked. And like I said, I don't know why this guy thought it was a good idea to pick up me on the side of a fucking dirt-ass road in the middle of nowhere. But he did, and he took me into town, and I survived. So.
What'd you do when you got in town? Did you, like, go to a business and ask to use their phone, or?
I went and I had some change in my pockets. I emptied all the pockets because I had like, 2 pairs of jeans and a sweatshirt.
So are you holding a machete in your hand when this guy picked you up?
No. No. The machete was sticking out of my backpack. Like there's straps on the back of my backpack, and the machete was strapped into the backpack.
Yeah.
So I get into town, and first thing I did was buy a Yoo-hoo. I wanted one so bad, dude, and I don't know why.
Change?
But with the change, yeah. Like, I was craving a Yoo-hoo, dude, like, so badly. And I went to a convenience store.
I don't know what that feels like to crave a Yoo-hoo.
It's a good... it's a sad, disparaging feeling when you're craving it and you're lost in the woods dying, but... Once you get that cold Yoo-hoo in your hand, dude, and it just like the moment that nice chocolatey, not milk but not water liquid just splashes up against your lips, dude. It's one of the greatest feelings.
Wonderful.
Yeah, one of the greatest feelings I've ever felt. Yeah. So that was my only, and that's a 100% true story. My only hitchhiking story.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again,
for people listening, we told you. To be fair, we told you we were crazy as fuck to start this.
That's fair.
The first episode, we said that we had.
That's fair.
Kind of lived a weird life. So yeah, we were weird people, dude. Yeah. I think we're still weird, just not as lackadaisical with our mortality as we used to be.
That's true. Well, that's why I won't ever get out to fight someone in the midst of road rage, because you don't know what they have, gun-wise in their car or anything like that. I'm not that dumb. I said, I play the long game.
For sure. So, anyways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say. So this brings me back to the spookiness. Because now I have some spooky hitchhiker stories.
Okay.
Right now, dude, right in front of us, some spooky hitchhiker stories.
All of them?
I have a handful of spooky hitchhiker stories.
No, I just mean any hitchhiker story is spooky.
Ranker.com, which is known to be the most trustworthy website on the whole interweb. So this story is called, and these are true stories. They're vetted. So this story is called, I'm not even going to tell you the name of the story. I think it's better just to read the stories. So there was a story on NPR about a man hitchhiking across the country who got a ride from a couple. A while after he got home, he saw them on the news. They had killed a man earlier and were driving with his corpse in their car.
What?
They had killed and robbed a few people before then. He was surprised because they were so nice. But they had the head and the corpse of a man in their car. These people who were giving this guy a ride.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's not a spooky story. That's just what happens 8 times out of 10 with hitchhikers.
So there was a woman who accepted a ride from a couple with a baby. They kidnapped her, held her for 7 years.
The hitchhikers. So she picked up the hitchhikers.
No, she was hitchhiking.
Oh, and these people picked her up.
Swooped her up. These stories all seem to lead that it's more dangerous to be the hitchhiker than the hitchhikee.
Right.
I think we're afraid of hitchhikers. The moral of the story is people are going to fucking kill you when they pick you up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you were almost dead.
Yeah.
And then you got in a car and almost died again. How about that?
It's insane, man. So, here's another one. This story took place 2 years ago. I was on my second week backpacking through Austria. This is not my story. This is a story I'm reading.
I was going to call bullshit on that real quick.
No. And I reached a point where I was too exhausted to walk any longer. It was an unusually hot day. I had blisters all over my feet, and I was ready to call it quits. I was in the middle of nowhere and decided to thumb a lift to the nearest train station, but I was out of luck. I stood there what felt like hours. No car would pick me up. Finally, a truck pulled up. I didn't hesitate to hop inside because I was so thankful to be able to sit and rest my feet. I asked the driver if he could drop me off at the nearest station so I could catch a train. He told me he was heading back there anyways. He could make yada yada. He could make it over there, but basically he had to do a stopover to load the truck. So he loaded his truck while I walked around a bit. He offered me drinks a few times because of the long ride, but I declined. I got back to the truck, and we continued the drive to Vienna. Almost immediately after we took off again, he told me that it wouldn't be a problem for him if I wanted to take some clothes off since it was such a hot day. I told him that I was fine, but he brought it up a couple more times. He also asked me if I wanted to take a nap in the back, and that he had several hitchhikers sleeping there in the past. I declined again, stated I felt a little uneasy. Yeah, dude, of course you feel a little uneasy.
Oh, you're gonna say.
And he's like, dude, I'm gonna get off at the next gas stop. He's like, I don't feel good about this. All of a sudden, he nearly yelled at me to put my head down and hide because he was driving past his stepfather's car and didn't want me to see him in the truck. That struck me as odd, but I did it anyways because of his yelling. That confirmed my resolution to get out of there as soon as possible. Good idea. And I asked him to drop me off at the next stop. And I made up an excuse. It was a goal to enter Vienna by foot so that I was rested enough to make it. Thanks to his lift, he agreed, and I got my stuff ready. He suddenly turned to me and said that I looked familiar and that he was sure that he saw me somewhere before. I shrugged it off, but he insisted he remembered my face. He asked me if I ever went to a swingers club because he was sure that he saw me there sometime. That caught me off guard, and I told him that that was impossible because I'd never been to one. Well, what do you want to do? I'm going to one in Vienna. Let's go there together. I'm sure you'll like it. At this point, I really wanted to get out of there ASAP and told him that I had no intention to come with him and asked him to drop me off now. He didn't answer, but reached into his pants and started masturbating while he drove along.
Fuck?
I froze up, clutching my backpack on the lap. I didn't know what to do. I kept thinking that I'd jump off as soon as he stopped somewhere and tried to ignore what he was doing since he didn't respond to my plea to let me out. A gas station was coming up. He stopped what he was doing and asked if we should take a shower together. I figured there'd be people around and that would make it easier to get rid of them. So I told him, why not? He pulled up, and as soon as he stopped, I yanked open the door and ran across the parking lot area of the gas station, hoping he didn't come after me. He didn't, so I kept running until the station was out of sight, and I reached a busy street. Only after my heart stopped racing and I caught my breath, I realized that I left my shoes at the truck and walked a few kilometers barefoot and kept a lookout for the truck until I reached Vienna.
Yeah, you don't go back for your shoes.
Dude, that's a spooky story. Spooky masturbation.
Spooky masturbation.
Am I wrong? I mean,
you're not wrong. Why would they ever get back in the car a second time?
Well, I don't think he did. He just bailed at that point. He just bailed and ran barefoot. He's just like, fuck it, I'm going barefoot from now on.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
At what point did you feel comfortable enough taking your shoes off, though? You know what I mean? Like,
ooh,
maybe
that's valid point. Valid point.
Asking for it,
especially after like maybe the first half of the drive where the dude was cool, but once things took like that creepy turn, dude. You obviously had your shoes off at that point of the... Maybe he was trying to make the dude comfortable, like convince him that he was really going to take a shower with him.
By starting with your shoes?
He's like, I'm going to take my shoes off real sexy, like, watch me do it. He's like, take your pants off. No, I'm going to start with the shoes. Just watch how I pull this back of the shoe down over my heel all slow, like... I don't know, man. People are nuts.
My God.
People are nuts. See, that's the things. You're not going to get to experience those things if you're not out there hitchhiking.
Yeah, I mean, but like, you know what? I don't think I want to experience any of those things. So it sounds like I'm on the right path already by not picking up hitchhikers and not hitchhiking myself.
I think it's okay to pick them up, and it's not okay to hitchhike. That's what I learned today.
Yeah. Well, based off of your stories, yeah, there's you can't disagree with that.
And I mean, like, you can kill someone if you pick them up hitchhiking. Like, that's fair game.
Yeah.
It seems like that's a common thing to do, is kill hitchhikers.
Well, why?
So
I don't understand how you kill a hitchhiker and then get caught.
No wonder. Nobody knows them. They don't have no family.
That's what I'm saying. It's like like that's the easy. Dude, that's the easy killings. Like, how do you fuck that up?
Dude, I've said this before, and I hope this doesn't incriminate me in court one day, but I'm going to say it again. I think that if you truly were a serial killer that just wanted to kill, like didn't care about who it was that you're killing, it would be fucking a piece of cake to kill someone and get away with it.
I think so too. Because there's the right person that you can.
Right. And dude, you drive a couple states away, right? Leave your cell phone at home. So like there's no proof of you ever being there. Drive a couple states away. Find a random homeless person.
It just has to be a random person. That's all.
Shoot him once in the head. Pick up your shell casing. Get back in your car and drive back a couple states.
Mm-hmm. Done.
And you've fulfilled the urge. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I think if you wanted to just, if you truly were just a serial, but I think no serial killers just want that. I don't understand why, like, they all have some, like, ulterior motive.
Yeah, there's always something attached to it.
Yeah.
Idiots.
So it's obviously not just the thrill of killing, or they could do it. They could get away with it.
Right.
I think it's almost always a sexual thing, dude. Like, am I wrong? Almost all. We're going to have to do an episode on serial killers. I think that would be great. That would be fun, dude. That would be awesome.
We could do that.
There's some weird serial killers out there. Yeah.
It's just like...
I feel like it's always sexual, dude. I feel like they always want to, like, bang them before or after or both.
I mean, but there's other, like, just murders, like, straight-up murders that happen. Or are you talking serial killers?
Straight serial killers, legit serial killers.
Yeah.
Not like crimes of passion.
Yeah, I think you're right then.
There's almost always a sexual angle to it, I think.
Yep. I think that's how you get the title serial killer too, though. Like, I think that there's like you don't call a hitman a serial killer. You're like, well, that's a hitman.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. I've never really thought about it. There's definitely a difference there, because I think it's their job.
Right. And therefore, they're not getting caught, and they're, you know what I mean? Like, who's, what's that one guy? Like, what was his name? Frosty, or like Mr. Frosty? He drove the Mr. Frosty, ice cream. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's a hitman for the mob or something, like.
Oh, the Iceman.
Iceman.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. I think it was called Mr. Frosty, the vehicle he drove for, like, one of the hits or something. It was like just...
Yeah.
Anyways.
He was a very, 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 very well-known hitman. He was very accomplished, I guess.
Did they ever call him a serial killer?
No, he was just a hitman, dude.
Right.
That was his job. He just went out there. He did what he needed to do to bring home the bread for the family. That's what he was good at.
And you know what? I bet you he gets a shorter sentence. I mean, he's still going to be in there for forever, but, like, I bet you it's a shorter sentence.
Ooh, hitman versus serial killer. As far as the sentence, I would be interested to see, how that pans out. I mean, if I'm a judge, I'm giving him a lighter sentence.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Easily.
I'm gonna say to myself, this guy is out there. He's working hard. You know, I might not necessarily agree with his line of work, but to be fair, if you're a mafia serial killer, probably most of the people you killed deserved it. They're probably bad people.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if somebody has a hit out on you, you're not a good person. Generally, you're doing bad things if somebody has a hit out on you. That might not always be the case, but I would say majority of the time.
Well,
you're obviously involved in organized crime. There's a difference too. Like,
you're not a small times hitman. You are, exactly. You're part of an organized crime. Like you're part of like a family. You know, like they're not going after like, hey, go kill my ex-wife. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I think most of them have a code: no women and children. Like that's like kind of the classic hitman code, which I think is good. They have morals. How are you going to give that guy a heavier sentence? Yeah. I mean, there's a certain nostalgia, or maybe not even nostalgia, but just like when you hear about a hitman, you're like, wow, that guy's cool as fuck. But a serial killer, like, oh god, that guy's gross.
Yeah,
fuck.
lock him up.
What a fucking weirdo. Lock him up. I think the difference is hitmen aren't banging the people they're killing after they're dead.
It's true.
They're not stringing them up and cutting their testicles off and keeping it in a mason jar in their basement.
Or making chili out of them.
Or making chili.
Yeah. Would you eat
hitman
human
just
chili?
like, done deal. Would I eat human chili?
Yeah.
You know, I have thought about this long and hard. And if I was given the opportunity to, like, no consequences, this person died in a natural manner, this was part of a cultural thing, like, let's say I was, like, over in Africa, dude, or, like, South America, and I'm with a tribe of cannibals, and they give me the offering of a human meat, I would try it. I would try it.
Yeah.
Just to see.
It's rough.
You know what I mean?
So there's one day where I was leaving the grocery store, and when I was leaving the grocery store, there was this guy who had, like, I'm not kidding, like 50 packets of like chili, like seasoning, like chili mix.
Okay.
Like 50 packets of it. And that
a
was
lot
it.
of chili, man. This dude was, like, obviously
And that was it. And he didn't have
making some fucking chili.
And he didn't have anything else in his car. There's like no ingredients, there's no meat, there's nothing. Just packets of chili.
Beans?
No beans.
No beans.
No.
Wow. Was it the white chili or traditional?
I didn't get close enough to see that because
Okay.
I saw his face. And he was a guy who was honking at me just a couple days ago.
And you know for a fact this is the same guy?
1,000% because I waited for him to go to his car.
Okay, so yeah, you're doing the psychopath thing. I like it. All right. Okay. We're getting psychopath on it. Okay. All right.
So let's go a couple days back. And I was driving home with my wife, and I was going 35 and a 35.
Fair enough.
And this guy is riding my ass and honks his horn. For fucking no reason. Yeah, asshole.
Just an asshole.
So
asshole guy.
I slow down to 25. So I slow down to 25, and he is just like laying on his horn the whole way. And
wow.
So I get up to a red light, and he is wanting to turn left. So like the left lane, like turn area is like clear that he can pull up.
It's open for business.
So I counted cars, so like there was like 2 cars in front of me, 3 cars in front of him. So I purposely left a car length.
Okay.
So
I see where you're going with it.
So I roll down my window.
You want to see this asshole. You want to see this guy.
Yeah. And I roll down my window, and he purposely like stops like at the back of my car until the light turns green, like he gets the green arrow. And I make sure to look out, and I see his face, and he is just like laser focused, only looking straight, like not looking over, even though he just went like a half a mile just blowing his fucking horn at me.
And now he's pussing out.
Yeah.
He's pussing out. He doesn't want confrontation.
Yeah. So I know the car, I know the license plate, I know what he looks like, and my wife would not let me follow him. So that was it, and I was just mad. It ruined my night. And
it's a night ruiner when people do that.
A couple days
stuff,
goes by, I see this psychopath buying nothing but 50 packets of like chili seasoning, chili mix, and it's fucking him. It's him. And I almost
guy.
I almost went right up to him at the grocery store, but I didn't, because I'm better than that. And so I waited for him to be done, and I watched the car that he got into. And
now, look, just explain this situation to me. So you were like purposely just like creeping around waiting for this guy to be done?
Yeah, I went through the self-checkout, and I went back to my car getting ready to fucking rock and roll.
So you're like sitting there, you're scoping him out like a straight like murderer. You're just looking.
More
this
like
guy's
a
psychopath buying chili, and you're like a detective, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like a hitman.
Okay, all right. So you're scoping him out.
Yeah, just So I mean, I'm not like I turned my car on, but I'm not leaving. I'm not like I'm just waiting because I see his car, or at least the car that I remember, right? So I already see that in the parking lot, and I'm just waiting to see.
Let me ask you one more question here. Do you have sunglasses on?
No, but my car is completely tinted.
Ah, damn. I was going to ask if you had your hood up, sunglasses on.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not.
You weren't going Unabomb. You have a classic Unabomber look that we have identified before. Like, you were pretty well known as the Unabomber replica. Like, how like they have like the Elvis people in Vegas.
Dude.
Like, you were the Unabomber version of that. So okay. I just wanted to see if you were going Unabomber on him or not. Okay, all right.
Striking image.
Sure, dude. I mean, it's great. I think.
No, but
you pull it off well.
So fucking Bozo goes to his car. I like that word now, by the way, bozo. And
bozo, dude.
I called you it earlier, not on the pod, but
I know, and I accepted it. I just accepted my fate as a bozo. I didn't know how to argue it. I just took it. I think it seems about right, I guess.
And so it was on. So I just followed him. I didn't ride his ass or anything. I didn't honk at him. I let him, I let him get a ways up too, because inevitably I knew that we were making a light at that specific light, And so by the time we get to that light, we make the left, yada yada. Next thing, you make another turn, whatever, and then he pulls into a no outlet, and I pull up and park in front of someone's house and see the driveway he goes into. And so now, that was maybe like.
So at this point, you have bare minimum of stalking charge on this guy. Bare minimum, you were stalking this guy.
I wasn't stalking him.
I think that classifies as stalking, dude. But go on. I'm pretty sure we'll have to look into the law on that. But.
And so now I let it be known that I know where he lives.
Does he know that you're following him?
I only did that once.
But during this exchange, did you make it clear you were did he see you just fucking scoping outside of his house after you followed him back?
No.
Okay, so this is just your internal I got him now.
Right.
So let's get back to the chili powder.
Well, and so that's why I continually try to keep an eye on this house, because I am certain that this fucking creep has people locked up in the basement and making chili out of them.
Or he could just be a chili champion. He might be really into chili cook-offs.
With what ingredients, Mike?
Maybe it's homegrown beef.
Human? Yeah, human.
Maybe he goes to his own little deli to get the best, only the best beef.
No.
For his chili.
No, not if you saw him. You'd know.
He just has that serial killer vibe too.
Dude, he's older. And
have you ever been to a chili cook-off? They're all older and they all have a serial killer vibe to them. Every single chili cook-off I've ever been to, every contestant is
How many have you been to?
Has...
How many have you been to?
Oh man, I love chili, dude. I love a chili cook-off, man. I'll tell you, there's nothing spicier than a chili cook-off, my friend. Let me tell you. You get out there, there's words flying, dude. Chili's getting stirred up, man. And
God.
you got
I
those
do
little
like
bowls,
cornbread. Do people bring cornbread?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Right. Absolutely. There's cornbread.
I could
There's
get behind
chili
this.
galore.
Yeah.
There's judges, dude. Usually like a celebrity judge, like a local radio station guy's there, and he's yelling in the microphone, dude, and everybody's hooting and hollering, dude. And it's just, it's great fun. It's great fun.
Oh man. I could go for some chili right now. You know what pisses me off? I don't like Wendy's chili.
Yeah. But you know who does have good chili? Probably that guy. You should go talk to him. I bet if you just knocked on his door and
I'm not gonna eat humans.
Hello.
No.
Hello, sir. Can I have some chili meat?
No.
He'd probably hook you up, dude.
No thanks.
You might become chili.
I just like knowing that I have the upper hand here in this like 2-3 year long battle that he doesn't know about.
Here's the way I see it, dude. Either way, you have the upper hand, right? Because either he's a murderer and you're on to his shit.
Oh, he is.
Or he's into chili cook-offs, and you know that his secret ingredient is actually the bullshit McCormick's packet. He doesn't have a secret ingredient.
And I'm going to call him out.
And you can expose him. Yeah. You can expose him at the next big national chili cook-off. You hold up the McCormick's packet and say, explain this.
I was going to hold up his spatula, and there's going to be a finger in there. And everyone would freak out. I'd be like, I know! It's McCormick's!
Dude, McCormick's would lose so much business over that. They'd be like, damn it! It'd be like when the fucking, what restaurant was that the lady found the toe in?
What?
It was like a fast food place. Yeah, it was a fast food joint. I don't remember if it was Burger King or McDonald's.
No.
But they found a toe in like it might have been the chili. It might have been chili. But the toe was that. I'm gonna look it up right now, dude. I'm looking it up. I'm looking up the toe in the chili, dude. It was a big thing. It was like they literally shut down. Like I think it was Wendy's, dude. But I'm gonna look it up. Toe in chili. Food. Let's see where it was, dude. I'm pretty sure it was oh no, it was a finger, but it was Wendy's. It was Wendy's, dude.
Oh my God.
The severed finger
in their chili.
Woman claimed to have found in the bowl of Wendy's chili belongs to a Nevada man who is an associate of the woman. So what happened is this lady cut off a dude's finger and put it in the chili so she could win a lawsuit against Wendy's.
Whoa. That's respectable.
The fast food chain lost $21 million in business because of her, dude. Yeah. Oh, God, dude.
That's amazing. Wait, did she claim that she found a finger?
And she planted the finger.
And she has a missing finger?
No, she took it from a man.
Oh, who's this man?
I don't even know, dude.
How do you talk a guy into like, listen, I'll give you $100,000, like when the check rolls through?
I think that's kind of how it went. Probably this guy's like, all right, well, I mean, I don't really want to lose a finger, but
you want a toe? You want a fucking toe? Oh, man.
Jesus, dude, this thing is just a twisted tale because then somehow somebody got shot over this, too.
What?
She dropped a 1.5-inch section of a ring finger into the chili. It was revealed that her husband, Jamie, bought the digit for $100 from a coworker who lost it in an accident.
Oh, my God.
A guy lost his finger in an accident in a factory, and this guy's like, I'll give you $100 for that finger.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, I guess so. Wait, like, was it, like, immediately after the accident? He's like, hey, before you sew that sucker back on.
This guy was, dude, he is an opportunist. This guy is a businessman deluxe. He really can take advantage of an opportunity.
Who thinks like that?
Imagine you're sitting there, dude, and like imagine we're working together, dude. We're sawing some wood because we're manly,
right?
And I chop a finger off, and the first thought that goes through your mind is like, wait a minute, I can put this fucking finger in some chili and make some real money.
It's just like all the math formulas going around your head. You're like, hold on a second.
Right? Like that meme of that chick with the math formulas in front of her, dude. Like,
probably,
yes,
you were probably still working. I was on my lunch break eating Wendy's chili. And you're, my finger! And I'm like, hold on a second.
This is a gold mine. I'll give you $100 for that finger.
That's 3 weeks' pay.
Dude, oh my God. Oh, man.
Would you sell your finger for $100?
No, dude, I'd ask a little more than that.
What's the cost?
What finger is it?
I guess
is it the ring finger like in this one?
No.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Are they going to be able to? Because, like, I kind of need my finger. Like, I play music and stuff. I need that finger.
Well, it's going to... your choice, though. Like I said, your choice of finger.
That's a costly finger. I don't know, dude. My left pinky does some work. I feel like I could get away without, like, having...
Would you do, like, 10 grand?
For a finger? I mean, realistically, that's probably more than I'm ever going to make off my music. So, yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, realistically, like, yeah, I guess. Oh, God, dude. The depression is real. This has brought such a sadness into my life, this whole story, dude. Oh, man.
I'm crying laughing.
This has been a pretty good episode, man. This is, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about anymore. We've really digressed. We started about talking about rules of the road, now we're talking about fingers and chili. Dude, like, that's literally what we've become.
10 grand.
Yeah, man, sure. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, that's making the best of a bad situation. Like,
which finger would you choose?
I don't know, man. It's really tough. Probably a pinky, because I feel like I have dumb, stupid-looking pinkies. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, like, I guess I could lose a pinky and I'd be all right. I feel pretty good about losing a pinky. I feel like I could still do some stuff.
Pinky would also be my choice, also.
Yeah, the pinky finger, yeah.
But, I don't know, 10 grand.
That's a pretty hefty price, dude. I mean, like, you could do some stuff. I mean, I could just make a wooden finger with 10 grand.
Oh, my God.
Like, just whittle it, dude, at home. Just sit at home and whittle and cry and think about cry my little tears into my wooden finger so it'll become real one day like Pinocchio.
You just play with the wooden finger, the highest note on the keyboard. Ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I just have a little string attached. So just drop the finger down when I need it. The one. Just drop it down onto whatever note I need it to hit. Dude. Honestly, that would probably like shoot me into stardom. I feel like that. I would go watch some guy play with fucking wooden fingers, just dropping them down from like strings, like marionettes.
I would not. You wouldn't find me buying it. I'll take it.
Dude, I would be there. I'd be in the front row. I'd be headbanging, dude. I'd be like, "You're living your best life, friend," and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, yeah, you go for it, Geppetto. Make it happen.
Oh, my God.
Well, dude, I think we have thoroughly covered everything you could possibly think about you could even imagine on the road.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a whole sex side, but I'm not, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's another tale for another day, as they would say.
Yeah. I think hitchhikers have to give blowjobs to the picker-uppers.
Yeah, and I think that's okay.
Would you have?
Again, it's another downfall of hitchhiking. There's nothing good about it. I've really changed my ways, dude. I was hopeful for the hitchhikers, but after seeing what they have to endure,
I just wouldn't do it.
It's just tough for them out there, man. It's a tough life.
Consider yourself lucky that you made it out alive and didn't have to suck dick.
That's true. Yeah, I really lucked out. There was multiple times that day I probably should have died, and somehow, man, I needed to make it here so that I could sell a finger for $10,000. That's why that was the ultimate goal that God had for me, I guess.
Well, you succeeded.
We're here. You got anything else, brother?
I don't think so, man. I think this was a fun reintroductory for me.
Yeah, dude, this is a good way to jump at you. I mean, you really jumped in the deep end on this one. We went deep, and
I think
that's what it's all about.
I think this was great, and now I'm gonna do my best to get some sleep with a newborn. You know?
Yes, dude.
So.
Just enjoy it, because one day they'll be large before you know it, is what people always say. They grow up so fast.
Yeah, I definitely can tell how big my toddler is now. Now that I hold like a newborn, I go back to my toddler. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude.
You've become a little human being.
It's crazy. Like I told my wife, I was like, I can just like throw him around like a sack of potatoes. Like he is so fucking durable. Like compared to this newborn. Like,
sure. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly human beings just become little people.
What's crazier? He likes to be thrown around like a sack of potatoes.
Kids love that shit, dude. Kids love it.
Dude, like my back, I had to take ibuprofen earlier because it's just like, it's killing me from him.
Dude, stay away from that ibuprofen, the COVID. It's not good, I think.
It's a hoax.
Yeah, they say don't take ibuprofen with the COVID.
You're watching too much Fox.
Listen, dude, I trust Brett Baer with my life.
All right, this is gonna put it off for this episode. I don't even think that's a saying.
No, but we're doing it. So
we're doing exactly that.
That's what we're doing. If you've ever lost a finger, hit us up at SYWSOLpod@gmail.com. If you have any good hitchhiker stories, spooky masturbation stories, hit us up at SYWSOL on Twitter. Let us know.
Please.
You know, Jake will go through those emails for you.
I definitely will.
One.
I definitely will. Send don't send photos. Actually, let's not do that.
No photos of spook or lost fingers. Just send us like a narrative.
God, that'd be terrible if people started sending us photos of fingers.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, I mean,
unless they're attached to your body.
I would be sending every single one of them a reply that says, "I'll give you $100 for that finger." Expect that reply. If you send us a picture of a severed finger, you are going to get a reply that is offering you $100, right. And that's the most we're paying.
Game on.
And we'll only be able to afford to do that for like two of you.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, whatever finger you decide to cut off, make sure it's not the one that you're going to press the subscribe button with. And
yes. Unless it's a wood finger, you're going to press that subscribe button with, and then go for it.
Yeah. Tap it up. Tippity tap it up.
Tap that little wood finger up, and it'll be good.
This has been great. Happy to be back. Looking forward to doing another one next week.
Excited about it.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. I am Jake.
I am Mike. And we are out.
Later.
Bitches.